Scott Snyder and Raphael Albuquerque present a one-shot special with American Vampire: The Long Road to Hell. The story is centered around two new characters, Billy and Jolene. They are a couple of pickpockets who are trying to get enough money to get married. After a night of thievery at a dance hall, Billy is lured by a vampire who decides to turn him. Jolene is turned as well when she goes looking for him. They are taken to the leader of a local vampire coven named Oscar. He tells them that they will now serve as part of his army. Suddenly, another group of vampires bursts into the room and a fight ensues. Billy and Jolene use the chaos to escape, and Billy even steals the legacy ring off Oscar's finger. Once they escape, they realize that they are now truly vampires. Both have a thirst for blood and kill the first person they come across. They both feel guilty and hope that their victim wasn't a good man. Elsewhere, an orphan named Jasper Miller struggles to fit in. After getting into a fight with some other boys, he is taken by the building janitor to solitary. The janitor is depressed because his daughter was recently killed when she was struck by a car. After Jasper tells him she was pushed in front of the car by the other boys, the janitor lets him go before he kills the members of the orphanage. Now free, Jasper mutters under his breath when he sees a husband abusing his wife. This catches the attention of Billy, who also happens to be at the same gas station. Billy asks him how he can know that the husband is such a bad man. After Jasper impresses Billy with his analysis, Billy decides he can travel with them. Together, Billy, Jolene, and Jasper head towards Las Vegas. The faux family even bonds together in the car, singing, "Baby, for you I'd take the long road to hell." At a motel, Jasper shares a story with Jolene. He wants to go to Las Vegas to find his father. Billy abruptly wakes and has an urge to eat. Jasper tells him that they should go next door to eat, as the occupants are bad guys. When they open the door, it turns out Oscar and his gang have followed him. Oscar has been on their tail in hopes of getting his ring back. Initially, things look dire, but all of a sudden, they are rescued by fan favorite Travis Kidd. This time around, Travis is wielding a samurai sword. After killing Oscar and his goons, Travis lets the other three go, as he thinks they were innocent victims. But Travis later realizes his mistake and pursues Billy and Jolene. Together, Billy, Jolene, and Jasper finally make it to Las Vegas. But as they arrive, Billy and Jolene begin to succumb to their hunger. They tell Jasper to leave as they don't want to kill him. However, Jasper doesn't want to be left alone again and stays with them anyways. Fortunately, Travis has caught up with them and saves Jasper. As he fights the two, he tells them that they are doomed. They will be vampires forever and will continue to need defeat. There is no cure. Billy and Jolene actually overpower Travis, but instead of killing him, they surrender as they realize they are cursed. Just as Travis is about to kill them, Jasper exclaims that they first have to do what they were meant to do, get married. Travis accepts this and drives them to a chapel in Vegas. When they arrive, Billy and Jolene finally get married. The two embrace as man and wife, while Travis and Jasper wait outside. When the ceremony is complete, Travis enters the chapel and kills them both. When he exits, Jasper shares the story of his father with him. Travis realizes that Jasper's story is phony and calls him on it. He tells them that although he has to go, he will keep tabs on Jasper. The issue ends with the police arriving. They ask Jasper where he wants to go, and after he sees a nearby poster, he responds saying, "The Municipal Theater."
This was obviously a self-contained story, and it told the tale of Billy and Jolene, who characters I actually liked.
Yeah, they were definitely very interesting. They kind of went through the exact same dilemma as Pearl's gone through in the main American Vampire series. Like, should you kill? And if you are going to kill, are you only going to kill evil people? How do you decide who's evil?
I liked how they just found a child who can determine for them who is evil or not. It's like they just pawned off all their morality on a child, which I think in itself is very immoral.
Both of them were kind of doomed characters, I guess you would say. They were criminals even before they became vampires. Just robbing people, and it sounded like Jolene was in prostitution before.
Jolene talks about how from a child she was abused, and she's just trying to make it right in her mother's eyes, and in the end obviously it's very tragic for them.
They do get married though, so there's that tiny silver lining.
A cliched scene overall, but I did enjoy it.
I did kind of like how Travis Kidd had to force the preacher at gunpoint to perform the ceremony.
He was, again, just pretty awesome, just coming in with a samurai sword, being badass.
But I was really disappointed that in this series he didn't have the wooden teeth he had before, where he bites the vampires back, because that was always one of my favorite things about him.
It seems now that he's a part of the Vassals of the Morning Star. What did you think about that?
It seems like that was always sort of destined, and this is probably the best way he can get close to Skinner Sweet and eventually take him down, since that's like his end-all goal to avenge his parents. But he did tell Jasper that he would be keeping an eye on him, and I assume the only way he can do that is with the resources of the Morning Star.
Speaking of Jasper, I thought he was kind of just a mysterious little kid. I don't know what to make of him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he comes back. And I wasn't entirely sure what we're supposed to take away from his character. Is he just a lying kid? Does that mean he was lying about everything? Did he lie when he told the janitor the other kids pushed his daughter? Did he lie when he said that person's bad?
I've got a feeling that he is kind of a manipulative little kid, that he knows how to get underneath people's skin and get them to do what he wants. When he walks up to the car, he says, "Oh, I'm going to Las Vegas too," and that's why they bring him along, because it's destined. So he's clearly taking advantage of them because they gave him both transport and protection.
I think he definitely did help Billy and Jolene, though. It kind of gave him a sense of family, almost, which is basically what those two characters were going for all along. I did see a lot of similarities between Jasper and Travis, though. They're both kind of orphaned and both pretty tough.
I'd like to see a future storyline where maybe we see Jasper a little older. Maybe he's going to be hunting vampires or taking advantage of them in some way.
Yeah, like after they get back from hiatus and they're in like the 80s, he'll be the new Travis Kid.
Maybe.
He'll have that same samurai sword. That would be pretty cool, actually. But is it great for American Vampire, The Long Road to Hell? What do you think of it?
I'd give the issue a 4 out of 5. It was cliche, but I thought it was very well written and I enjoyed it.
I'm going to give this issue a 3.5 out of 5. It was a very cool standalone story, and I like how it was self-contained and, fulfilling in that way. But I'm definitely ready for us to get back to Skinner and Pearl.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics Review American Vampire The Long Road to Hell. Before we go, we have a question for you.
So we've had a Scott Snyder filled week, and we want to know from you guys, what's your favorite Scott Snyder comic book story?
I'm going to pick a recent one and go with The Court of Owls. Really like that one.
I'm going to go with the pre-New 52 Detective Comics story, The Black Mirror.
You can leave your own answers in the comments below. And if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up.